Hey everybody, welcome to DadsDen of Pop Culture, and yeah, we're looking at an action figure today. The new Ghost Rider, just released, in his, original costume with the motorcycle. Very, very cool. We're going to go ahead and take this out of the box, see what it looks like, etc. Let's first, though, let's look at the back of the box. Packaging is important. And wow, that's nice. That looks good. It would be awesome if I was even remotely capable of posing the figures as well as these people do. But more often than not, my figures end up on the shelf, just sort of standing there. But hey, I still like to see what they look like when they are posed properly. That's very nice. We get a little bit here. Ghost Rider, wielding supernatural abilities from the back of his flaming motorcycle. Johnny Blaze roams the mortal world as Ghost Rider, the spirit of vengeance, and then in other languages as well. Okay, let's crack this bad boy open, take it out of the box, and see what it looks like up close and personal. And here we see it taken out of the box. I'm gonna take these guys out of the plastic. Don't worry, but I just thought you might want to take a quick look here at what we got. We have the Ghost Rider action figure. We have an alternate head, sort of a flaming kind of, visage there. Some alternate hands. We have the motorcycle, alternate handlebar. No, I'm sorry. Those are just the handlebars. They're not attached to it. Okay, which makes sense. I was kind of wondering why there'd be alternate handlebars, but at any rate. So here we have the contents. And of course we got the chain. Pretty much what you would expect and what you would need for a proper Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. And here we have everything out of the package. Dude, very, very cool stuff. Let's take a look first at Johnny Blaze. Burning Skull. There we go. Put this behind. Looks pretty good. This looks, pretty legit in terms of what he looked like when he first showed up in Marvel Comics. I like it. And of course, it's Marvel Legends, so it has the flexibility, the movability, posability, I guess I should say, that you would expect from these figures. Very, very nice. As I said, we have the head change out. You can get a look at that. Is that... Okay. Almost thought it had tape over the top of it for just a moment. But basically, you kind of see the skull inside there. Very, very nice effect. That looks pretty darn good, honestly. We have the flaming chain, probably very much like the one that came with the other version of this figure that just came out a few months ago. A little bit more modern. I like this one because I like that OG, old school, Bronze Age look. And I know that'll come as a great shock to people that, watch my channel, that I like something that's really, really, really old-fashioned. There we go. All right. It's got a little bit of a heat miser thing going there. Maybe my wife will let me put this out around Christmas time. All right. Now let's take a look at this bike. And if you looked really closely, you'll see that I actually put the handlebars on backwards at first. So I just corrected that really quickly. It didn't feel right. And then I looked at it. I'm like, oh my God, I did do that backwards. But here we go. So not a lot of movability here, but then I guess, actual motorcycles, don't have a lot of movability either. We got spinning wheels and we got a turning, front end there. You got the flames. Now the flames do come off if you want to do that. And essentially you could see kind of a little peg. It fits into the tailpipe there. Oops. And I just knocked that one off. And then there's a little peg up top for the flames to give them a little more stability. Look, if you were, kids playing with this once upon a time, those would come off constantly. It'd be a real pain in the butt. The reality is most of us are grown men and women who are playing with these action figures, and we're going to just mostly put them on a shelf and pose them, so they should be fine for that. I suppose if you're trying to do something, like, kind of like it's doing a wheelie, these would get in the way. You'd probably have to remove them. But if it's just, just standing up, it's going to do fine. It's pretty solid. Looks pretty good in that regard. So for the moment, let's take the flames off so they're not in my way. And what we need to do now, of course, is put Ghost Rider on his bike. Oh, you know what? Let me do we'll do a turn around here. And you can see the wheels are sort of that translucent look as well. Very nice. Very nice indeed. All right. So next phase is for me to try to put Johnny Blaze on his actual motorcycle. So let's see if I can do it. Well, I got him on the bike, but I got to say the difficulty is going to be posing him with his hands on the handles there, or handlebars, is going to be a little bit tricky, as you could see. And I know this is an above shot, but you got to have him leaning fairly forward in order to get to them. Okay. And I went ahead and just stuck his chain in his hand for the fun of it. Let's go ahead and take that out though. But I think that would be the trick. Now you could have some fun posing this guy. It's going to take a little bit of work, and let me just sort of kind of give you a good look that way. But as you can see, you'd have to sit him fairly forward in order, and I got him pigeon-toed, in order to get his hands on those handlebars. So I think what you're going to probably want to do, if you're just posing him, say, on a shelf, what have you, you're probably going to want to have him sort of just sitting back on his bike. You could get there, but this arm's about as extended as forward as it's going to be. And if I get this handle to touch that hand, it's because I've turned the front of the bike far enough away that this hand ain't going to hit nothing. So he's not going to quite get there. That's going to be, I guess, maybe a negative for some people. Again, I mean, you could lean him forward. You could lean him forward a bit, but that pose leaned forward like that, and you could just about get both the hands there. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like he's hunched forward a bit, and the negative there is you can't necessarily get you could just get the skull back far enough. You might be able to make that work, but it's going to be like one pose and that's it. That's the only way he's going to quite make it. Now, the other option, of course, would be, to have him standing next to his bike. He's got the chain going, that kind of thing. You could certainly do, something more like having him just standing next to the bike, etc. Some people, like I said, are way better at this stuff than I am. They may even do a couple little mods to get it to work a little better. But overall, I'm very impressed with the quality here. Look, we're talking about plastic. It's not like this is, it's not like this is a hot toy that's going to be worth, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This is more affordable. But I think for affordable, it's pretty darn good. A nice bit of detail on the bike with the flames coming out. It looks pretty darn cool. And I think it's going to look good on the shelf. When I maybe put up another shelf, I just expanded shelves and I'm already running out of shelf space. If you're doing the same thing I'm doing with these things, you probably understand. So anyhow, but there we have it. I think, again, good accuracy to the comic book look with the figure. I think the bike looks great. Yes, it's simple. It's not, heavily detailed in terms of paint, but I think you get basically what you would want from Johnny Blaze's bike in this thing. Be nice to get another bike for, for Captain America. Something like that. I'm sure it would be a 2-pack. You'd need to buy Captain America as well. But that would be very cool. I was musing on a live stream today that a Red Brown Captain America with a bike would be very cool. And obviously they could reuse some of the tooling on this to do something like that. I don't know if that will ever happen. I know a lot of us Gen X geeks have been praying for a Red Brown Captain America for a while. But there you have it, folks. Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider. Got his hand a little bit funky there. Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider. Very cool figure. It is exactly what I wanted it to be. It's going to maybe take a little work to get it posed properly on the motorcycle. And then once I do have him posed, I'm probably never going to want to touch this thing again for the rest of my life. But I think if you are really good at the posing and such, you could do some really great stuff with this. I think there's a lot of opportunities for nice photo work, etc. Get those other two hands in there. But that's what you get, folks. Marvel Legends, Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hey, let me know what you think about Johnny Blaze in the comments. One of my favorite characters from the Bronze Age. Always a big fan. I mean, it's just such a freaking great look. Just that flaming skull face. I mean, that's just fantastic. And so keeping with that 70s, with that era, just looks fantastic. But let me know what you think in the comments about Johnny Blaze, about this toy. I would love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, maybe subscribe, maybe share with a friend. That'd be very cool. But until next time, God bless everybody. Please be kind to one another. Have a little fun out there. Do not anger the spirit of vengeance. And I will see you again, hopefully soon, in Dad's Den of Pop Culture. Bye-bye.